If you're a pet parent like I am, you know that your pets are part of the family. And it can be really hard when you divorce because you have to deal with who gets the pet. And it's not an easy question. We get asked all the time, how do I get the dog? All right, here's the problem. It depends. The pet, unfortunately, is an asset. The court is not going to treat the pet like a human, and the court is not going to order shared custody of a pet. In fact, the court's not going to order custody at all. They're going to order ownership. So, what does the court look at? The court might look at, was the pet adopted or acquired prior to marriage? Was the pet acquired or adopted with non-marital money? Was the pet considered family use property? Was it a family pet? And who took care of the pet? How was the pet registered? Was the pet registered in the name of one party or the other? All these factors are really hard. And at the end of the day, what matters is the best interest of your pet. So we strongly recommend you find a way to settle. If you're looking to settle the issue of who gets the pet in your divorce, there's a couple big considerations. First, it might be really, really tempting to share custody of the pet. After all, both of you love your pet and the pet is a member of your family. But is that really what's best for Fido? Is that what's best for you, Lily? It's not easy. A pet having to go back and forth, they can have two different diets in the homes, two different, medicine routines when they're older. They can have a yard at one place, not a yard at another, and it can be really hard and stressful for them. And that's not fair. You have to consider what's best for them, not what's best for you. We've also seen pet custody agreements go wrong when there's a big medical issue. If Fido breaks their leg and the surgery is going to cost let's say the surgery is going to cost $6,000, like somebody who broke their leg, who's going to pay for it? And what if one party doesn't agree? These challenges exist in intact families, but they're even harder when there is a divorce. So we don't necessarily recommend sharing custody, but if you're going to, if you think this is what you really want to do because that is what's best for your specific pet, work with a divorce lawyer that handles pet custody issues quite frequently. We'll help you make sure that you handle these things. Handle things like medication. Who gets to choose whether the pet's on medication? Who gets to choose when the pet is older if they need treatment for some other illness? How are these things going to get paid for? How's custody going to be shared? And make sure that the edges are smoothed out because it's not going to be easy for them to go back and forth. But if that's what's best for them, we can help you figure out a way to do it. So one area in which a court is going to award temporary possession of a pet is in domestic violence. Unfortunately, pets have been used to keep domestic violence victims or survivors in relationships longer than they want to be because they worry they can't leave without the pet, or even the pet will be threatened by the domestic violence perpetrator. And that can be really hard. So in Maryland, in a protective order for domestic violence, you can request possession of the pet to make sure that you can take the pet with you and to make sure that you can take care of them. You don't have to leave your pet behind necessarily in order to save yourself and save your children from being in a horrible situation. The state's looking out for you. If you have pets and you're considering getting married, or you and your soon-to-be spouse are considering getting pets, you may want to consider putting your pets in your prenup. It can be really hard when both of you are so in love with a little fuzzball and you want to make sure that you do the best for them. But at the time of your divorce, things are really, really challenging and it's hard to be on the same page about anything, including about your pets. If you make decisions for your pets or for your future pets in your prenuptial agreement or your postnuptial agreement, it can lay out expectations. It can make sure that you understand where the pets will go after a divorce. Are you guys going to share pet custody, or are some pets going to go with one pet parent and the other pets with another pet parent? Who's going to be responsible for the feeding, the care, and all of the maintenance of the pets? Some very expensive pets, the medications, the decisions, the, boarding, all of those things. Or maybe you aren't planning for your divorce and your prenup, you're planning for your marriage, and you don't necessarily see eye to eye on getting pets. Maybe one of you thinks, oh my gosh, too expensive, I don't want to do it. And the other one says, I'd like having a pet around. It means a lot to me. I will pay for their care. You can put it in your prenup and you can figure it out. However you decide whether to put it in your prenup or not, just make sure that you are taking good care of your little ones because they're going to take good care of you their whole lives. At Z Family Law, we help you take care of all of your family members, including your furry ones. After all, we don't write endings, we create new beginnings for you and your family. When you're ready, give us a call.